Good afternoon, welcome back to Universal Studios Hollywood. It's another warm day, but we have some huge updates in store for you, so let's get rolling. I feel like the warmer it is outside, the faster they get work done. So I'm expecting some big Horror Night updates today and big coaster updates. We'll go ahead and take a look. Yesterday's video, we went to Spirit Halloween. We had a blast. Lots of cool stuff they had, and it's definitely getting me even more hyped up for all of the Halloween stuff to start here at Universal. What's crazy is that we have updates already for Horror Nights. Right now I'm talking over the person on the microphone, so it's a little hard to talk, but they have lighting rigs set up above the ticket booths, a lot more than usual. We're probably gonna have some really cool gobo effects and lighting effects towards the front of the entrance. How cool would it be if they had like a projection effect on the arch? That'd be so cool. While you're approaching Horror Nights, the gates are all like warped and creepy looking. We used to decorate the arch for Horror Nights. I remember one year, maybe 2013, 2014, had like Freddy's colors on the right and left of the arch. At this point, I say this in almost every single video, but they gotta update this biometric scan system to get into the park. It takes way too long. Too many people don't know what they're doing. They don't know what ticket they're holding. They use the wrong hand to scan their biometrics, so it's just a long process, even with no line. Anyways, we have some updates over here in the central hub. We're seeing some of those moving spotlights. Those usually display the Horror Nights logo all around this central hub, and they have some strobe lights set up over there as well. We are seeing some lighting up on the arch as well, which is looking nice. I say this in almost, actually no, I haven't said this in a while, but they should bring back the go-go dancers. I feel like that was a really neat way to enter the park, especially during Horror Nights. As soon as you walk past the go-go dancers, you're like, oh wow, this is a completely different vibe. I feel like with the Scare Zone announcements and the vibes they've been going for recently, Horror Nights is becoming a little less scary in the Scare Zones, and it's turning into more of a party. Really cool to have them back, but we have some more lighting up here on top of some of the gift shops. To my knowledge, I don't think they've switched out any of the light bulbs in here. Usually during Horror Nights, they switch them out to a red LED, and it makes it a little bit darker in these Scare Zones, which enhances the effect of these lighting rigs that they set up. No Scare Zone props or fire towers quite yet. I don't think we'll see those until probably August like 20. I'm gonna say around there. As we get closer to the end of the 60th anniversary of the studio tour, we'll probably see these banners go down and them eventually swapping those banners out for one giant lighting rig. That lighting rig usually contains like different strobe effects as well as moving spots and gobos. Probably see that swapped out almost immediately after the 11th, so on the 12th we'll probably see some lighting rigs set up there. Park closes at 9 p.m. tonight, but it does seem like a pretty busy day today. Walking deeper into the park, we're seeing some more lighting above Starbucks. I think that might be it for now in terms of lighting for Horror Nights, but these were installed in a matter of a day, so these are just some early signs of lighting. We're gonna see a lot more very soon. This very top part of Starbucks almost acts like a big lighting truss. While we get closer to Horror Nights, you'll notice a lot of lighting be set up towards the top of Starbucks. That hasn't been set up yet, surprisingly, but we'll probably see that in the next maybe like 2 or 3 days here. Made our first stop to the plaza. Not many characters out right now. We just have the bride and Frankenstein's monster walking around. Oh, this is really cool. I like that. Hi. Over here towards the front of Monstros, I am noticing more lighting being set up. We have a mini spotlight over there inside of the entrance. It's kind of weird. Usually they position spotlights away from the guests, but this one is pointing towards the guests, so that's an interesting spot to put a spotlight. I am seeing a little more detail added since the last time we were here. We're seeing some more dead, tall grass. I'm also seeing some more lighting being set up towards the bottom of this tree. This is all like last minute details. They're probably going to be adding a few more mini spotlights around this facade, maybe one over here as well, especially if we have Muertes standing up here. Is that a speaker? I think I see a speaker over here to the back. Yeah, we have like a small speaker over here. That's really small. Very interesting. We have huge speakers over here though, at the right and left side of the window. And across from the facade, we also have some lighting rigs set up. Looks like they are going for a similar color scheme from last year. We have one LED that might be used as a strobe if they have any thunder cues in the audio. And it looks like it might be a blue and purple color scheme projected onto this facade to convey that it's nighttime. Obviously, it'll be nighttime regardless, but they do have some blue and purple gels placed inside of those larger source 4s. This rig hasn't been positioned quite yet. That's why some of these source 4s are not pointing directly onto the facade, but we're probably going to see some lighting tests happen throughout the week, maybe next week. Obviously, in our last update, we talked a little bit about Quiet Place and how they could execute the Quiet Place. It's going to be a little tough. I have a feeling they're going to use animatronics this year, but you never know. The budget is increasing though for Horror Nights every year. It seems like I think they're starting to realize how big of an event and how successful of an event they have here. But we're seeing those lighting rigs set up on the top of the show building. Also inside of, I guess, the queue, they did set up speakers near the screens. Those screens will probably display like trailers of newer and older horror movies. I do miss when they showed Crypt TV throughout the park. They used to have big projectors set up in the back lot displaying mini shorts from Crypt TV, and I love when they did that. I hope they bring that back one of these days. We have another Horror Nights announcement today. This time not a haunted house, not a scare zone, but a show. And that'll be the Purge Dangerous Waters making a return to the Waterworld stage. But that'll be returning to the Waterworld stage. Not sure if it's going to be a different show from last year or the same show. I'd imagine they tweak the script a little bit and maybe add a new ending so it's less predictable. Regardless, it's cool that we got an announcement today, and let's roll on to the next update. Alright, so over here in Hollywood, we still haven't received any new merchandise in terms of Halloween Horror Nights. Over in Orlando, on the other hand, they received a lot of new HHN merchandise. I'm sure that'll roll out to Hollywood very soon, maybe in the next week or so, I'm hoping. But in Orlando, they brought a lot of new t-shirts, a lot of new keychains, as well as a Halloween Horror Nights themed candle. So they have the Insidious candle over here, but they also have a Horror Nights scented candle. I don't know what that smells like because obviously I haven't been in Florida, but we should expect that very, very soon. Regardless, we've looked at this merchandise a lot. So I'm not going to talk a lot about the merchandise, but we'll take a quick peek at what's offered here. Just a lot of the same Ghostbusters and Quiet Place t-shirts. And I believe that's about it. Oh, I actually noticed one new piece of merchandise here. Oh, this is actually sick. Not Horror Nights related, but Universal Monsters related. We have this really cool creature button-up. That's awesome. You guys want me to talk about the prices a little more often, I'll try to start implementing that. $65 for this button-up. Oh, not only that, but we have some sick pins over here. Look at that. I know this is kind of like a blast from the past, but who remembers the Creature from the Black Lagoon stage show we had here in Hollywood? Oh man, I love that show. A lot of people didn't, but I really liked it. Oh, I didn't know this, but it's the 70th anniversary of Creature. Oh, look at this. We have a little wooden, yeah, it's metallic wooden, I don't know what it is. $30 though for this little sign over here. It's pretty cool. Oh, we have a crop top as well. That's cool. And then little water bottles. How many ounces is this? Ooh, the print is a little weird here. It doesn't say how many ounces are in this water bottle, but I like the logo. Obviously we shared this in the last video, but it's so cool that we have a creature plushie now. Him and Invisible Man. I'll show you the Invisible Man plushie. He's right over here. I love that so much. I don't think I've noticed this before, or maybe it's new, but we have this Amity Island spirit jersey now. It looks really, really cool. I'll take a look at the price for this one. Let's see the back though. Do they have it in stock? I don't think they have it in stock. Oh, this is such a cool spirit jersey. I don't think they have it in stock. Oh, bummer. Oh wait, no, they do, they do. It's over here. There it is. Awesome. 80 bucks. 80 bucks. It's a pretty light spirit jersey, so I feel like you could wear this in the heat without a problem. You might be a little sweaty, but for the most part, you should be okay. And just like we predicted, we have some coaster updates today. Seeing some new scaffolding towards the side of this structure that's taking shape. And we have even more vertical beams towards the back half of that structure. We'll get a glimpse from the back. Oh yeah, look at that. They are actively working on that structure right now as we speak. The crane is actually bringing in a piece of that structure as we speak. This is really cool. We're gonna see a lot of progress in the next like 2 or 3 days here. I'm very excited for the updates we have ahead of us. Oh, smack. Look at the size of that coaster support. Yeah, that went like super vertical since the last time we were here. Wow, wow, wow. Yeah, it's looking good. I'm very content with the updates we have going on today. But it's about time. I mean, they definitely need to pick up the pace. We're approaching the end of 2024. Next year is gonna be update galore as the coaster opens in 2026 and next year's 2025. It's crazy how quick the year went by, and it's crazy how far ahead 2026 seems, but it's literally right around the corner. But that really makes me think about the projects we have ahead of us past this coaster. What's next for the theme park? Just realized we have a pretty solid view onto Texas Chainsaw Massacre from here. Let me go ahead and bring out my zoom lens. So from here we're able to see almost right onto the facade. You can see that they have a chain link fence around the entire facade, and here's a rendering of the facade itself. This is what it's gonna look like in its final stage. It's looking pretty cool, and they also have lighting rigs set up on the top of the Transformers building. These will be used to light up the queue and the exit. We're here with Bernie.
Oh, yeah.
I'm introducing you to the vlog.
So, some new ride concepts. Here we go. Godzilla, right?
Oh.
So we had Kong. You gotta have Kong versus Godzilla at some point, you know?
Okay, alright.
You like the dragon drawing Godzilla thing?
I was not expecting that. I don't think that's very on theme with Fast and Furious though.
It's not on theme. See, this is, Bernie's got all kinds of ideas.
I see, okay. But there was a rumor that there was gonna be like a Fast and Furious Jurassic Park collab. I don't know if you've heard about this.
I like the idea of a multiverse. We had Fast and Furious 10. Might as well go all out, right?
Yeah.
Have them drive the DeLorean.
I mean, if they could go to space, anything's possible.
Think of like a crazy chase sequence where they're going through time, DeLorean, multiple
that'd be incredible.
They develop the technology. I don't know.
I think the fans would love that. Everyone's asking for Back to the Future to come back. And
here we go.
Oh my god. Is that Shrek?
That's
incredible.
You like his catchphrase?
What does that say?
Yar, I beat Shrek. You know, Shrek, that's his thing.
Oh my god. Oh, there's more. There's more.
See? This is why they kicked me out of the site. They're like, all right, Bernie, chill out, all right? So they steal the Olive Garden, you know, like you do. And then last but not least, you gotta have a Jaws coaster at some point, you know?
I like that.
Like the Amity Island.
That just ties in all of Universal into one coaster. I like that.
Combine it all, like imagine it on one board, you know what I mean? We're figuring it out.
They kicked you out so you could work in 5511, have you up there with Universal Creative.
Right, the big dogs.
Yeah.
That's the dream anyway.
All right, well you have a good day.
Yeah,
it's nice seeing you. Here's another perspective onto that scaffolding that is up now. I just noticed we have more scaffolding up by this track as well, and I'm gonna call you out here. We have like almost 3,000 views and you haven't hit the like button yet. What's going on? We're only at 100 likes. Let's keep it going. All right, walking up to Studio Tour now because we have quite a few updates on the tour. Let's go ahead and head over. 50 minutes, by the way, for the Studio Tour. It's not horrible. I mean, they do pretty good with operations there. Absolutely love when people stop in the middle of the walkway. Anyways, 50 minutes for studio tour. Let's go ahead. I'm pretty sad that they're ending all the 60th anniversary stuff so soon. It ends on August 11th and it's August 6th right now. So it's coming up quick. We're gonna acknowledge a lot of the 60th anniversary stuff, but I have a pretty big video planned for you guys on August 11th, maybe August 12th, if it takes a while for me to edit that video. But I'm gonna try to be here all day and experience as much as the 60th anniversary as possible. It's gonna be a pretty fun video, a very studio tour themed video, and just acknowledge Universal Studios Hollywood because it's been open for 60 years now to the public. More or less, I mean, back in 1912, that's when the studio opened, and Carl Laemmle invited many people to come and see movies be made. That's an experience that no other studio had to offer. I feel like every studio, Warner Brothers, Disney, is trying to do that, but Universal is the OG. They started it all.
We may have covered our director and set designer who worked on movies like Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory for Paramount, and is known for his fantastical designs. In 1983, we upgraded the Super Trams, allowing us to carry more guests and experience more thrills. In 2000, we added onboard video, turning the tram into a movie theater on wheels. And in the past 5 years, we've gone electric. So let's see where the studio...
Stage 12 will be where the Universal Monsters house will be located. We could see a little bit of the house, but it's kind of hard to catch it on the studio tour.
Super Nintendo World is where Mario and Luigi hang out. They are the stars of Universal's biggest film of 2023, the Super...
We're now approaching the front of the facade for Texas Chainsaw Massacre. The lighting trusses are up.
Studios had to build areas where they could record all that dialogue, all that sound with any sort of outside.
I'm seeing some like dead grass, so they did start detailing a little bit of the facade. We're still missing some details on the facade, like a sign that's graffitied and it says Sawyer Meats. They haven't worked on that quite yet, so we'll see that go up very soon. It's hard to get a glimpse of Doc because we're all the way in the back. That's so cool. This was most recently used in Maxine, the last film of the X series. I highly recommend checking out Maxine. It's so good as a standalone film, and they shot a lot of it in the backlot. There's even a chase scene that goes all around the backlot, and I was just sitting there fanboying because I love visiting Universal. It's so cool seeing like familiar sets. Backlot Cybertruck, Backlot Cybertruck. Alright, we have some Horror Nights updates over here on the right side.
Now this is actually a real plane. It was not built for the movie. It is a real decommissioned plane that was purchased and then destroyed for the filming of War of the Worlds. So this was at one point a real aircraft that actually flew people. As you can see, it has been disassembled into several large parts, and that's because this is a very, very large aircraft. Trying to get it all back here in one piece would have been a Herculean and impossible
now
task.
That
so it was chopped
is cool.
Chopped up into those pieces.
They still have those pickets up on the right and left side of the plane crash site. No decorations yet, but I am noticing speakers along those pickets and along the pathway.
This right here is the house that is seen in Psycho, the 1960. This is where Norman Bates and his mother lived in that movie. Now in the movie, when you're seeing the Bates Hotel, you see the house at the top of these stairs. It's this house that you're seeing on the right-hand side. In the movie, it wasn't actually a full house. It was a little bit of an optical illusion. So we had one front wall and one side wall. So it was just two walls. The third and the fourth wall have since been added in, but it is not a real house. You open it up and it's just a shell.
You can see some of those platforms that scare actors stand on top of.
Just might see Mother rocking away. Hey cutie, say hi to Normie for me. Drop the skincare routine, queen. And coming up straight ahead of you, we're not the only people celebrating an anniversary this year. The Hollywood sign, LA's most iconic landmark.
Ooh, lots of plywood over here as well. Lots of plywood flats.
Our life-size replica of the Hollywood sign. But folks, we are phasing into the next
Those facades
part of
are
our
still
tour here.
there.
It was a huge
But not
feature
the
of
big
tour
one,
back in
not the big
2019.
house facade.
You can step off the tram, go onto the
I wonder where
line,
that
take
was
pictures of
relocated.
incredible picture cars.
I wonder if they'll
I would
ever bring
recommend
back
getting
this
off the tram,
pathway
seeing all the props and cool
up the
things
mountain.
down here,
This
taking
used to be a
pictures
part of the Terror
everything.
Tram, and then they
If you
removed it
decide to get
in
off
maybe
the tram,
2015,
make sure you
2016.
take all-
They also set up a lot more lighting along the Terror Tram route. You could see these lighting rigs have basically been set up almost all the way up the path, and it goes all the way down there. This motel also played a huge role in the making of Maxine. I think it has at least 10 minutes of screen time in the film. I highly recommend watching Maxine.
That's what this whole place is loosely based on. Remember that one? No? Why? A little further down, you can see the brand new Star Lasses, an unbelievable new live show.
Still no lighting set up in Jupiter's Claim. I don't know. I don't think they're going to use it this year. We'll see. I feel like we would have seen at least one lighting rig by now. Yeah, no lighting rig set up on the tram reboarding area, which is around there.
In the meantime, as we figure out what's happening, what special news report? What's going on?
Look, this might be more serious than I thought. What just happened? This is a secure line. Who are you?
I'll tell you who I am, boy. I'm the reason bad guys use a nightlight. I'm the reason the boogeyman begs his mind to control. Until then, I want everybody to stay calm. Enjoy the ride. We're taking care of business. Arms out.
This is Agent Novak with an FBI alert about individuals who are not authorized to be involved in the witness protection operation I'm heading up with my FBI team.
So we've been stuck for like a second now. I think this is the best thing that's ever happened to me in my life. And it's actually kind of crazy how often it's been happening to me now. Like this is the third time in the last month now. It's kind of cool though. I didn't realize how high up the show building goes. You can see up there's a catwalk. We're pulling forward right now. This is really cool. Oh wow. This kind of gives you a really clear visualization of how the
Okay, everybody. While
Pepper's Ghost Effect works.
An amazing in life. Rides can break down. Rides can have a bad day. So I'm gonna just reenact what Fast and the Furious would have been like for you.
Let's hear it, Amanda.
So it would have just been like, shake, 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 shake. What? There's Dominic Toretto. Pew, 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 pew. Hit the nitrous. Yay. That's what you would have seen. So everybody give me a round of applause.
She forgot Ride or Die.
Using my acting degree to show you all of that. But we are going to be wrapping up this studio tour. Here to tell you
Very cool.
a little bit
Very
more
cool.
to take us home. Let's give it up for Jimmy Fallon one more time. Thank you so much, Jimmy. And thank you, everybody, for celebrating 60 years of the studio tour with us. History is really special to us because the studio tour is where it all began for Universal Destinations and Experiences. From 2 glamour trams traveling around the studio lot in the summer of 1964, we have developed into so much more, including 7 parks.
And here's what this side of the project looks like. Not a whole lot of changes since the last time we were here, but I don't know if this is a footer, but there's a long row of rebar and one sticking up like a footer, but I don't think it's a footer. I had a hard time catching this on the tour, but they finished most of those footers and the foundation over there. I think they're digging underneath the escalator as we speak right now. So that's pretty cool. And we have footers back here too. It's kind of crazy how the coaster is gonna go over this walkway from the looks of it. I will say that was probably one of the most like interesting tram experiences I've had in a while. I've been stuck on Fast and Furious maybe like once or twice this month already, but never for that long. It was always like the first show building we'd be stuck in there, the second show building we'd be stuck in there, and it would just have an easy direct access out. But I've never had it where we're halfway into the third show building and we just go all the way through. So that was really cool to see. We don't have any changes with dead exposure. I always want to call it Patient Zero because that's what it was called in Orlando a few years back. This one is called Death Valley. Murdy did say there is a big difference between this dead exposure and the ones in Orlando. In Orlando, The house would just be full of strobe lights and stuff. Over here, that's not the case, which I'm very happy about because I hate strobe lights with a passion. And if it had strobe lights like the one in Orlando, I probably would only go through it like 1 or 2 times. It's not like strobe lights here and there with the scares. It's just like the entire house is reliant on strobe lights. You see the set pieces for like a millisecond, the lights turn on and back on and off and back on. So nice that Hollywood isn't following that same path as Orlando with that one. And I think that just about wraps up today's update here at Universal. Lots of big updates with Horror Nights, and I'm not complaining. I think we have a pretty big week ahead of us, and I think you guys should be excited for that. Anyway guys, I'm JP, and how they say in the movies, that's a wrap. I'll see you guys in the next one.